Welcome back, everybody. This is Sam's League, the podcast. Right now, it's me, my co-host Dan, and our guest Chris Goggin. Chris, say hello to everyone.
What up?
Chris is on. He was one of the higher scores. You're 1-1, correct?
Yeah, just be cool.
Okay, so yes, big win over arch rival in non-division mate, but arch rival nonetheless. Dan, welcome back. How's everything going with you?
Sam. It's going really well. Big win for Team Pop and Suds. Back on the right track. Tight end scored some points this week. And really happy to see Cole take a loss.
It's always very, very satisfying.
You'll hear about that in my best things for week 2.
So let's actually get into that. Cole with the loss drops to 0-2, as well as Alex dropping to John to move him to 0-2. Jack and John actually moved to 2-0. So I had a quick question for you two. Who's going to lose first between Jack and John? Quick hit. Here we go.
John.
He's playing me this week.
I'd like to say John, but his defense is it's impeccable. I mean, he's not the best this year. That's me.
Currently.
With my 140 points allowed. But he's got an impeccable defense, but I'll have to say John.
Okay. So sounds like I'm getting a win this week. Already out of the
box.
Maybe not
It's not going 3-0.
Okay. So next thing is who's winning first, Alex or Cole? Alex is faced up against our own Dan, so I'm going to say he's going to predict that he wins this week, and Alex is going to continue 0-3. Cole's lined up against Jack. So.
Oh, Alex is going to win before Cole does.
So
might be very well be this week.
This week, but probably moving into the following weeks.
Cole's going to not win until week 5.
Oh, bold prediction.
He plays, but week 5.
Yeah, so we'll get into that. Another thing, Joe went from the highest score and his biggest blowout week 1 to being on the receiving end of the biggest blowout. So shout out, Joe. Good job. And finally, 2 weeks in a row, we had a complete slop fest with 2 of the bottom 3 scores of the week matched up. This past week was Brendan McDickle versus So let's get into the best things we saw this week. Chris, why don't you actually hold on 1 second. And we're back. Sorry for that minuscule delay. But yeah, best things we saw this week. Chris, why don't you lead us off with that?
My best thing I saw this week was Alex actually going 0-2 we looked up the records, first time since 2014. Alex has kind of dominated this league, and it's nice to see him on the bottom for once.
It's very good to see his keepers not work out.
I love that. And Melvin Gordon, a little risk, high risk, high reward, but it sucks right now.
Yeah. So, Michael Thomas he's been performing, but not to the Michael Thomas status that we've seen. And then the same thing with
Michael Thomas is the last of his problems, I would say. He'll figure it out.
Yes. So I'll go next, and best thing is Jack and Joe currently have the same exact points. They're actually the point leader right now at 256.64 total. So good luck to you guys. I've never seen someone actually score the same amount of points in the fractional. Dan, best thing you saw this week?
Yeah, and Jack, we have Jack joining us now for a little bit. Hey, Jack, say hi to the.
Hey guys, happy to be back on the pod.
Yes, good to have you back, Jack. We need to get you back in studio.
Jack doesn't want to. He has the best thing he saw this week. He doesn't want it to be overlapping. But Jack, you can go next. What we've seen so far is Alex is 0-2 for the first time since 2014, and you and Joe have the exact same amount of points to the decimal point
on the year.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that the Joe Jack combo was my best thing I saw all week because it was, but I will go with Favre's DPs going 2-0. John deserves it. He's worked hard. But I don't know. I got nothing. This was on fly. Sam took the best thing I saw all week. Just shouting out John there.
Hey, the DPs have been moving in the right direction. Defense is looking in mid-season form.
I think
they really are.
I think John has started 2-0 for like 3 straight years.
As long as he's been in the league.
We'll get that fact checked.
He's been dominating. But best thing I saw this week is Cole's losing 0-2. Lowest amount of points scored this year, third lowest.
Third lowest currently.
But he's just it's fun to watch. It's really fun to watch him. lose.
I mean, Cole's just a dog shit fantasy owner, and he always will be.
Forever and always.
But it was just fun.
So
we're going to do a quick fact check on that, and then we're going to get into the game picks.
Well, let's get into the game picks first while I fact check. Dan, first matchup, it'll be me versus John. Right now, John's projected to win as of about noon today, 96.02 to 94.32 after he inserted Aguilar into his matchup. Dan, what do you got? Take us through this.
Yeah, it's a close one here. Looking at both matchups for the first time, I think Wentz has a nice bounce back game, despite not having a good receiving core this week. I think he's in for a big match or big week. Odell Beckham Jr., Dalvin Cook also going to probably have big weeks. However, this is the week John scores less than he's been scoring. John's going to roll in with 75.78 points.
75.78
for John. Sam's team, on the other hand, John Ross has been looking good. Sony Michel's probably getting in the end zone again. Not sure what to think of Jared Cook with Teddy Bridgewater, but it actually might be good for him. I like Sam's team a lot this week, and enough to beat John. And that defense is still going to be pretty good from John. Sam's going to roll in with about 79.98 points.
I like it. I'll take a win any way I can get it. I just got to make the playoffs. That's it. Jack, thoughts on the game? Or just give us a score. How about?
I'm pretty sure Nelson Aguilar was started every week for Brendan McNichol's team last year. So by default, I had to take Sam's team here. Sam wins here. Good week for Team Schmuck.
Okay, perfect. I'm also going to take myself, as well as Dan's predictions. It's going to be a grudge match. It's low scoring, Big Ten affair. It'll be 88 to 86. And Chris, why don't you wrap us up for the last bit of here?
I'm gonna go with John. The hype's real. The defense, it's like the '85 Bears. I don't understand it, but it just keeps working.
Love it. Can we get a score?
Yeah, 81 on the dot to 80.
Okay.
82 to 73. Schmuck.
82-73.
No faith in John's offense, understandably so.
I think the 85 Bears is a great comparison.
Yeah.
But Chris, let's go through the next matchup. Your one of your best friends or your most heated rivals. It's a 10-point spread. Jack versus Cole, 113.79 to 104.42. Thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, I do really hate Cole a lot.
So
And I can't believe
that's unbiased.
I can't believe it's only a 9-point spread. Jack has a 58% chance to win. I'm gonna say 100%. Fuck you, Cole.
So let's get. What is your score prediction? Is it going to be a blowout?
It's gonna be.
Is Cole going to receive his second blowout of the year?
Yeah, he's gonna get trashed. 113.49 to 51.
Oh, real high for click it or trick it. I also think Jack's going to win. I haven't really taken a look at the matchup. I just know that going on the strength of owner, I think it's going to be a little bit closer. Let's call it 115 to. I'll give Cole a modest 85. Dan,
That's high.
I'm expecting big things.
Yeah, I personally think this one's going to be a lot closer than you guys are predicting here. I think that Jack's only going to win 127 to 82.
In fact, farther, the bigger point spread. And Jack, tell us you have faith in your own squad.
Yes, I will take myself here 108.2 to 95.3. I'll give Cole some credit.
Okay, there you go, Cole. There it's you're averaging about 87 points right there. I'm going to ignore Chris's score. Jack, why don't you take us through the next matchup? It's actually it's the closest matchup of the week. We got it's Brendan McNichol versus Chris. 99.32 for Brendan, 101.06. Less than 2-point spread. What do you got, Jack?
The Alan Jackson fan club against annexation of Puerto Rico.
Watch out for they're not the parrot heads. What are they? The coochie heads?
The coochie heads. The cooch heads.
Look at them, though. Projected a solid 99.3. They got their special keeper, Cooper Kupp, in there.
Thank God.
They're all reliable. in the starting lineup.
Oh, reliable Frankie. And they took Dan's tight end of Greg Olson.
Yeah.
Coochie's is making move this year. No, just kidding. As of
Annexation Puerto Rico's been trying to work the trade block recently, I hear.
lots and lots of trade talk.
I am going to go with my friend Brendan. It's like fate. I saw him on the way home today. So I have full faith.
Oh, he won.
He is going to score 108 on the back of Frank Gore to Chris Goggins 107.4.
Oh, wow. Real close one.
I like that. I got the points up.
Chris, thoughts? What do you got?
Well, I actually dropped the Jets defense a few minutes ago. They projected like 2, and now my team's projected like 107.
Okay.
Just wanted, for the record.
Point spread's a little bit larger now. Sorry.
Yeah. 57% chance to win. McNichol. Yeah, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win big.
I like a humble champion.
128 to 78. 50 points.
128-78. Let's see if we can get a 50 burger on Brendan. Dan?
Yeah, he's gonna get it. He's really gonna get it.
Yeah, obviously Chris is one of my least favorites in the league. Brendan is going to get a lot from Frank Gore. I'm predicting a 37 carry for 91 yards and 3 scores
Like
for
3
Frank
yards.
Gore today or this week. I'm sorry. So I'm going to go with Brendan winning this one, 87.56 to 84.66.
I feel like when you're saying score, sometimes you're just saying a sequence of numbers, and you're like 8, 7, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7.
I'm
And you're
surprised
just like,
sometimes you like get the decimal in the right spot.
Yeah.
I struggle a lot. Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Brendan versus Chris. However, I'm gonna have to make this an even split. I think Chris is gonna take this one. I think he's gonna win it on the back of his tight end, his 2 Oakland players, Waller and Tyrell Williams. Frank Gore, as much as that workhorse has been put through, I think it's time to take the old horse and put him down behind the shed. 108 to 95. I'll take the next one. It's actually Alex versus Dan. As we said earlier, is there a chance that Alex goes 0-3? Looking at the matchup here, let me pull it up right.
When did you look at these predictions, Sam?
I looked at them around noon today. Clearly, not everyone's as vigilant on their fantasy football as I am. Scott Tots has cut Cam Newton after 2 abysmal performances and slotted in Josh Allen, who has Cincinnati this week, so he's primed for a great game. Hopefully, Adams and Thomas can actually show up. He's got the Mark Andrews show going on, Kansas City, so that should be a good amount of points. But looking at Dan's team, we got Aaron Rodgers versus Denver. So he'll be throwing it. Hopefully, not too many touchdowns to Devontae for your sake. And then Saquon at Tampa Bay and carry on at Philly. I like this matchup a lot. I think it's going to be much closer than the 104-5-6 versus 96-6-7. However, I think Dan takes it 102 to 100. Dan?
Thanks, Sam. I would love to take myself as well. However, I can't see Alex starting 0-3. I think it's going to be very close, but I think Rodgers having a big game this week, throwing a lot to Devontae Adams is going to hurt me. I'm going to go with Alex winning this one 114 to 111.
Wow. Ooh. A lot of confidence that you're going to keep it close. Huh.
Yes.
Jack, thoughts? Best friend, brother. Here we go. Take a side. Stick with it.
This is tough. Scott Stott is banged up, though. A lot of Q's next to those names. Scott Stott, unfortunately, falls 0-3 and takes himself to the hole. 108.3 to 104.5.
Who did you have winning that, Jack?
Pump and Suds.
Pup and Suds takes it by less than 3-point margin, or less than 4-point margin. Chris, final scores here. What do you got?
I also can't see Alex going 0-3. Fallon, don't really like Allen Robinson. I think you should trade him, send him my way.
Totally just think he's crap. I'll take him.
I'll take him. He stinks. What'd you do that just for the projections?
Oh yeah, I put the players with the most projections until I
You
actually
scumbag.
just to look
Yeah,
better.
to skew my lines.
Exactly. To skew the lines.
All right, so I got Scott's Tots 102, Fallon 88.
Oh wow,
It could have went lower. I don't know. I'm happy.
I've been going lower.
Yeah.
So, Chris, this is the actual, apparently, updated lineups. Closest game of the week per spread. It's Buck versus Billy, 101.3 to 98.3. 3 points. What do you got here? Sausage Dip versus we need a new name team.
This is my first time looking at this. Buck's my dog. Billy's a bitch. Buck.
Great analysis, as always.
Yeah, I totally forgot. I didn't realize I was next. We're gonna go 101.39 to 98.52.
Okay. Pretty close. He stays to the projection. Jack, thoughts on Buck versus Bill?
Great, actually, a game of the week, declaring it here.
I like it.
I'm taking the Gruesome 107.2 to 103.5.
107.2 to 103.5 in favor of the twosome. I actually like Billy's pickup of Prescott a lot last week. I think he's going to go off against Miami. A couple rushing touchdowns, a couple passing touchdowns. Rest of the team looks to have pretty favorable schedules against the Giants. However, he does have Peyton Barber in there.
Ballsy to not have Mixon in there. I don't know if he pulls a strategy that I pull, but
I don't know. Or Ingram, who's against Kansas City. So
and
he's
Billy,
got decisions to make. So, Billy, I'm curious to see what the lineup looks like. Lev Bell is going to struggle against New England. Eckler might struggle against Houston. But hopefully Minnesota finds a turnaround game against Oakland, get some points together for Thielen. I'll go in Buck 106 to 104. Real nail biter.
yeah, and I think it's going to be a good game as well. Billy putting Stephon Diggs out of his lineup. He's talked about how much he's hated him. So if you guys want Stephon Diggs, go after him because I'm sure Bill will sell.
Hold on.
I already started.
Hold on. Someone's on the trading block. I forget. John put up, I think it was almost immediately. Go ahead through your
So,
There's a trading block?
I'm
Yes.
gonna go
for
with
all of you that don't know, there is a trading block.
Interesting.
Who's on the trade block?
where we're looking at it now.
I will. Tariq Cohen and Jarvis Landry. Some chum on the trading block.
He wants a wide receiver, running back, and wide receiver tight end.
Or a flex position.
So he wants pretty much everything but a quarterback.
All running at once.
Hopefully.
I'm gonna go with. Oh man, I think Bill's gonna win this one. No, he's not. He's not gonna win. I'm gonna go with Buck on this one. Buck's gonna win this 94.88 to 84.72.
Okay. And then Dan, take us through our last matchup. Again, best friend versus brother. It's Joe versus Temps. The largest spread of the week, again, as of noon. At
Possibly largest spread ever.
25 points, 120.7 to 94.58. So, Dan, take us through thoughts on this one.
Joe is gonna win.
Great insight.
No, obviously Mahomes. I mean,
It's actually a top 6 matchup.
It is.
Dempsey's 6
I
right now.
like Dempsey's team. I think the Houston combo is going to come up big this week. However, Devonta Freeman hasn't done anything. Cortland Sutton's not that great. Watkins was going to struggle again on Joe's team. I don't think he puts up as many points as he has been, but Zeke's probably going to rush for 200 yards against Miami. So I'm going to go with Joe winning this one 114.88 to 109.76.
So he makes it a game.
I think Demps makes it a game. I think that Houston combo is coming up big.
Jack, thoughts?
118.3 to 81.4.
Jack rarely goes such discrepancy. So that's his level of confidence there. Chris, Joe versus Demps. It's essentially the Houston Texans versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't really get Demps' logic with having Sutton in there instead of Emmanuel Sanders. Just a little tip Demps.
I think the defense. Okay.
But I'm feeling Demps this week just because I don't want to see Joe go 3-0. Is Joe 2?
He's
Joe's
1-1. He
1-1.
lost to Jack.
So I want to see Joe go 1-2. Yeah, I want to go Dems just kind of because I want it.
You're gonna will it into
90 to 87.
Okay. There we go. James gets his pick of the week, and I'm actually gonna
Miles
go.
Sanders is gonna score.
I think Kansas City might struggle a little bit in the first half against that Baltimore defense, so I think it's not going to be as high flying as everyone's predicting. And I also think Sammy Watkins had his turn, DeMarcus Robinson had his turn, with Mecole Hardman's turn to have the yardage and the touchdowns. It's going to be 95 to 90 favor of Joe.
All right.
Okay. Picks are in for this week. As of last week, I went 4-2. Dan went 3-3. Jack did not pick. Joe went 3-3. So on the overall, I'm in the lead at 8-4. Dan's 7-5. Jack's 2-4, and Joe is at 500, 3-3.
It'll
So,
stay like that.
Yes, we'll stay like that. Whoever ends up being the highest picker at the end of the year will have a guest spot, and hopefully through the playoffs they can continue on their picks.
Yes.
Other than that, Chris, it was great having you on. Do you have anything else to say to the league?
Nah, just a pleasure.
Always,
Yep,
always.
always a pleasure.
Jack, anything do you have to add?
No, great stuff. The pop is fantastic this year, by the way. I think it's off to a roaring start.
I think the live has truly helped the sound quality, and we're going to keep trying to bring fresher and better takes week in and week out.
Yeah, so if you want to be on the pod next week, score a lot of points.
Yeah.
And do something special. I'm thinking if Billy can take down Buck, it's going to be him. If Dempsey wins, though.
Yes. So
Yeah.
if Dempsey overcomes the upset, he's cordially invited as of right now. But otherwise, I think it's going to be winner Buck versus Billy.
Do you guys think that Tyler goes on YouTube and sends our podcast to his friends, like we send his articles to our friends?
I really, really hope he does. Be like, hey guys, they've been talking a lot about John Ross. I'm bringing him up in my
I think
article.
that's where he gets this. So we should start feeding him stuff, putting in little hints there.
It's a symbiotic
Yeah.
relationship right there. So, but yeah, no, I'd like to think that we're a source of inspiration for the unqualified one.
And rest in peace to those who have died this week, as we, as you can tell from the coming in song
Intro.
to the intro song to the outro.
Eddie Money and Rick Ocasek of the
Yeah,
Cars.
the Cars. They're going to be bringing us in and taking us home
So,
tonight.
thank you. Everyone have a good, safe night. And Rick, take us home. Thanks.
Keep a man awake at night. Are you the answer? I sure wonder when I feel